Ladies and gentlemen, tennis fans across the globe, gather around, for today, we bear witness not only to the rise of a prodigious Brazilian talent, but also to the celebration of sportsmanship, aspiration, and an unshakable belief in greatness. From the beating heart of Rio de Janeiro to the grand stages of Paris and soon the hallowed lawns of Halle, the name Joao Fonseca is echoing louder with every serve, every rally, every thunderous forehand that defies expectation. A young man just stepping into the fire of elite-level tennis, Fonseca has begun to carve his name alongside legends in the making. His performance at Roland Garros was no ordinary debut. It was a statement. Taking down the formidable Hubert Hurkacz, a player of immense stature and experience, is not a feat achieved through luck or momentum. It is earned through hours of tireless effort, through the pain of unseen workouts, and the discipline of a mind fixed firmly on glory. And yet, while many would use such a platform to boast, Fonseca instead chose reverence. He chose respect. In a sport often dominated by ego, the Brazilian phenom took a different approach. He gave flowers to his peers. With humility and authenticity, he acknowledged two of the brightest forces in modern tennis, Italy's Jannik and Spain's Carlos Alcaraz. Titans of the new generation. Champions forged by contrast, one a machine of calculated precision, the other a flash of kinetic, joyful fury. Fonseca, still on his journey, watched them not with envy, but with admiration. "I really enjoy watching their matches," he said, speaking as a fan, a student, and a future rival all at once. He witnessed their epic showdown in the Roland Garros final. A war of attrition, emotion, and pure athletic genius. And he understood, this was tennis elevated to the divine. He didn't just see the winners. He saw the posture between points. He noticed how they reacted to adversity. How they held composure on the brink. "On TV, you can see everything," Fonseca noted with clarity. "Not just the strokes, but the story. Not just the gameplay, but the character within it. That awareness, that ability to absorb the intangible, is rare." It's not just about technique for Fonseca. It's about presence. It's about energy. It's about what makes greatness not just effective, but magnetic. In Sinner and Alcaraz, he saw two opposing blueprints of success. One forged in icy efficiency, the other in passionate improvisation. As Fonseca now prepares to step onto the grass courts of Halle, his focus sharpens. His opponent in the first round is Flavio Caballi, another rising star. But Fonseca's path doesn't end at Halle. No, it's only just beginning. He is a player who dreams not just of competing against the best, but of learning from them, growing alongside them, and one day, dethroning them. He carries Brazil's tennis hopes on his shoulders, but he wears that pressure lightly. With every interview, every point, every honest word, Fonseca invites fans into his world, not as a finished product but as an evolving force. In a recent video shared on Tennis TV, the world saw more than just Fonseca's game. They saw his spirit. His humanity. And that is what connects him not only to fans, but to the very future of tennis itself. He praised Sinner not just for his victories, but for how he carries himself when the lights are the brightest and the scoreboard is the tightest. He praised Alcaraz for the joy with which he plays, the smile even amid chaos, the exuberance that reminds us why we fell in love with this sport in the first place. But Fonseca's voice did not tremble with the awe of a fanboy, it resonated with the calm confidence of a future peer. A warrior in training who knows that someday soon, the names called before his own on-center court may not just be inspirations, they may be adversaries. And when that moment comes, whether on the sun-baked clay of Paris, the electric hard courts of New York, or the trimmed green of Wimbledon, Fonseca will not step in intimidated. He will step in ready. Because he's watching. Learning, studying every breath between Sinner's points, every spin on Alcaraz's backhand, every pause, every pivot, every choice. And he is building his own arsenal. This is not just a story about results, it's a story about evolution. About what it means to grow while honoring those who paved the way. About finding identity in the presence of greatness. About chasing not just trophies, but the intangible essence of what makes a champion. Fonseca's journey is a reminder, the next generation of tennis is not a war for dominance, it is a symphony of styles, a convergence of passion and purpose, a tapestry of cultural energy woven through the language of racket and ball. Sinner, cool and calculated. Alcaraz, bold and brilliant. Fonseca, emerging and electric. 3 names, 3 continents, 1 sport that binds them. So when Joao Fonseca steps onto the court in Halle, know this, the scoreboard will show just another match. But within him lives a vision, a fire lit by the matches he watched, the players he respects, and the dream he dares to chase. This is how legends are born, not just through victory, but through reverence. And one day, perhaps not far from now, we may see that same respectful Fonseca across the net from Sinner. From Alcaraz, with nothing but a racket in his hand, and destiny at his feet.